Welcome everybody to another edition of WCW 2003 here in TEW 2020. And as you can see, this is not the usual picture of TEW 2020 you can see on the screen, because we're going to take a look at the final results for the mid-year awards. First of all, thanks to everybody for voting. Even if you just, did a quick vote, I still appreciate, your thoughts on everything, especially the people who, put in some digital comments, but even if you just voted, that's great as well. But regardless, let's go over the results. So first, we've got Match of the Year. And in a very narrow victory, Ray Jr. versus Ric Flair at Spring Break Bash took it with 27%. Runners-up was Ray Jr. versus Shane Helms at Sacrifice, Goldberg versus Vampiro, the world title change at Slamboree, and Shawn O'Haire versus Ric Flair at Great American Bash. Also getting some votes were Vampiro versus RVD at Great American Bash, and the big 8-man tag between the Horsemen and Palumbo, Jet, O'Haire, and DDP at a Nitro in April. Unfortunately, RVD versus Morningstar, Scott Hunter versus Shawn O'Haire, Mesias versus DDP, and the cage heat match at Wrestle War did not get any votes. So congrats to Ray Jr. and Ric Flair. And yeah, then we look at the next percentages. Next up, we've got Tag Team of the Year, and this was an overwhelming victory for America's Most Wanted with 63%. Air Raid got 27%. Mark and Dragon Strategia got 9%. So congratulations to A&W for that big victory. And yeah. Actually, this was kind of a shock. I expected it to be more of a split, but I guess A&W getting that big push toward the end of the 6-month period really got them over. Next up, we've got Character of the Year, and again, this was another overwhelming victory where Shane Helms, as greatest U.S. champion of all time, got 54%. Kanyon, being conspiracy-minded, got 18%. Kidman as a sleazeball got 9%. Lexi James as Queen Bitch of WCW got 9%, and Vampiro as evil cult leader got 9%. And RVD unfortunately did not get a vote, but honestly, I just needed him because I didn't want it to be just like these more heels than baby faces, And then here's the breakdown for that. As you can see, just Helms winning that, and just a quick look, just dominant victory. Then we have our Moment of the Year, which again, overwhelming victory, once to Vampiro winning the world title. And again, if your booking and your world title change doesn't at least come close to winning, you've probably screwed up your world title change, so that's good. And then Deadpool returns at Sacrifice to attack Goldberg and Booker, got 18%. Scott Steiner accidentally clotheslining Stacey off the ring apron, gets 9%. And Mesias throwing Booker off the stage and Noble turning on Yang to scream out the TV title, got no votes, which is unfortunate. But this is a big thing. And I guess if you're going to choose the big sort of spot moment, I guess Scott Steiner, knocking Stacey off TV for months is better than when, Mesias doing throwing Booker off a stage. And then, again, overwhelming victory for Vamp there. Our Heel of the Year, overwhelming with the Vampiro with 63%. Kanyon got 18%. A&W and Kidman got 9%, and unfortunately Lexi didn't get any votes. But again, I wanted a woman, in there as one of the choices, because she's been sort of our top woman for most of the first 6 months. And again, overwhelming victory for Vampiro here. For Face of the Year, Shawn O'Haire got 54%, Goldberg got 18%, and then Ray, Palumbo, and Air Raid each got 9%. I'm sort of surprised, O'Haire got such a big, but I guess, he's been sort of a straight-ahead, badass babyface, so I'm not that surprised about it. But regardless, big win for O'Haire, congrats to him. And O'Haire, and then everybody split. And then finally, our Wrestler of the Year, which I actually is kind of surprised it went this way, but Goldberg gets 36%, Vampiro gets 27%, Helms gets 18%, RVD gets 18%, and Mesias and Kidman get 0%. Congrats to Goldberg for winning Wrestler of the Year, O'Haire for winning Best Face of the Year, Vampiro for winning Best Heel of the Year, Moment of the Year going to Vampiro winning the world title, Character of the Mid-Year being Shane Helms as greatest U.S. champion of all time, Tag Team of the Mid-Year being America's Most Wanted, Match of the Mid-Year being Ray Jr. versus Ric Flair at Spring Break Bash. So that's it for the actual awards. Thanks to everybody who actually voted. I have taken anybody who put in comments, I have taken that into account. But I'll be back in a second with the actual first Nitro after Bash at the Beach. Alright folks, now it's time for actual Nitro as we're live from the Cow Palace in beautiful San Francisco, California, the night after Bash at the Beach in front of 11,000 people. So let's get rolling with a pre-show match where we have Gail Kim and Lexi James defeating Beth Phoenix and Jordan Cole in 9:46. When Gail Kim, Beth Phoenix, this got a 54, Jordan Cole got a 45, Beth Phoenix got a 42, Lexi's got a 53, Gail Kim got a 49, just a pre-show match to get some women some in-ring time, nothing special, get the heels over, because there are top 2 heels, so there you go. And then in a poor pre-show match, AJ Styles, Yoshihiro Tajiri, and Jason Jett defeated Mark Jindrak, Reno, and Chavo Guerrero Jr. in 14:39 when AJ Styles pinned Reno with Styles Clash. This gets a 63. Jett got a 54. Tajiri got a 54. AJ got a freaking 76. Chavo got a 55. Reno got a 56. And Mark Jindrak got a 62. So, yeah, again, just a pre-show to get things over. So, the show starts off with Eric Bischoff in the back, where in his office, where he basically announces a 6-way match for the main event tonight to determine the #1 contender of the world title, which involve winners from last night, which includes Chuck Palumbo, Alex Wright, Kanyon, Rob Van Dam, Sting, and Mesias. This gets a 79, just a quick promo to put over the #1 contenders match, which is doing tonight. And yeah, this is sort of a, throwing together a main event, but it's also kind of like a more of a Crash TV show than usual because I had lots of angles and stuff to do. But regardless, stuff happens anyway. As we go to the ring, where we have in a terrible match, Yang defeated Blitzkrieg, Scott Taylor, and Air Paris in 7:16 when Yang pinned Blitzkrieg with the Yang time. This gets a 60. Yang got a 50, Blitzkrieg got a 54, Scott Taylor got a 48, Air Paris got a 68. Okay, now I actually kind of understand why Air Paris whined about dropping. But regardless, the angle is with Yang, so Yang goes over. And then afterwards, in a 53 promo, he officially challenges Jamie Noble for the Cruiserweight title, saying, "Jamie, you screwed me over, so I'm going to take you out for the title." And like I said, this gets a 53. Then we go backstage, where we have a Helms Legacy promo, where Shane Helms says, "Last night, I proved that last week was just a unfortunate blip in the reign of the greatest U.S. champion of all time, and that's why I defeated that dirtbag Jeff Hardy. And I have this belt once again around my waist. And also last night was shown how great my Hart legacy is as they took care of those pipsqueaks from the Hart family. And yes, Gigantes didn't win, but we showed Sting that he no longer belongs in World Championship Wrestling anymore. And even though he's in the main event tonight, he will fall soon enough." This gets a 65, mostly because I actually like what's we're looking for. I actually like rated everybody just to see. Plus, it was a 3-minute promo, so but still solid stuff. And then we have an abysmal match of the commercial. This got a 39. Amber O'Neal defeated Celine Cartier in 7:51 by pinfall. Amber got a 49. Celine got a 46. And yeah, okay, I forgot neither of them are that over yet, which is why I was putting Amber in 6 peoples to get her over. Okay, well, what can you do? Not the end of the world. And then Amber O'Neal and Cash making out gets a 53. Then we go backstage where Alex Wright does a promo on the main event saying, he's honored to be in the #1 contenders match, and he's glad to face men off like Sting and Chuck Palumbo, and even Kanyon and Rob Van Dam. But tonight he will walk out the #1 contender, the world champion, and prove that he is part of the future of World Championship Wrestling. And this gets a 75. And then we have a segment where basically Booker breaks into Deadpool Sanctum, which is just like, they're a locker room darkly lit with some spooky stuff, and he just goes after Mesias. Eventually, WCW officials break in and pull them apart, but not before they destroy stuff, including a locker, maybe a sink, all sorts of, they just brawl over. This is like a longest segment of the night outside of matches at 6 minutes, and they just tear apart each other. And this gets a 92. So great. And then we have a match where in a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Billy Kidman defeated Dustin Rhodes in 7:03 by pinfall the Kid Crusher. This gets a 69. Unfortunately, they don't click. Kidman gets a 73. Rhodes gets a 54. Just a quick storytelling match to get Kidman back on the winning track after dropping last night. Unfortunately, for the most part, Rhodes is sort of on job duty for the time being. And then Kidman celebrates with April Hunter, gets a 58 because it's just a quick 1 minute, them being, smarmy heels. Then we go backstage where RVD has a promo on the main event where he puts over the fact, it's cool that he's facing people like Sting and Palumbo and Alex Wright tonight, but he's also, Kanyon's been whining and complaining all the time about not getting a shot. Well, buddy, here's your shot, but the problem is you're going to be facing in the ring with RVD, and that means you're going to fail. And then he's going to get his rematch versus Vampiro and take that world title. That gets a 69. And then Flair does a in-ring where basically he says the Wright loss was a fluke. He calls out anybody anybody, because he's still the dirtiest player in the game, and a jet flying Castilian son of a gun, and he'll make anybody who comes out here remember that why he's a 16-time world champion. This gets 62 because, again, this was only like a short 3-minute segment, and after a minute, Paul London comes out to a pop. And here we go. And in a decent match, Ric Flair defeated Paul London 9:33 by pinfall with a handful of tights. This gets a 71. Flair gets a 77. Paul London gets a 53. Paul London was off his game, unfortunately, but this is just like back and forth match. London doing flying stuff, Flair fighting back with cheating, and in the end, he gets like some sort of like wacky roll up to get the pinfall victory while holding the tights or putting his foot on the ropes. Like I said, this gets a 71. And then in the post match, there's a horseman beatdown on London, but Jet tries to save, but he also gets beat down, which gets a 64. So yeah, just typical reading the horsemen up, because they've sort of like been on the undercard for a bit. So just, you know, get them involved get some new people involved in the horseman feud. And then we have a Sting promo on the main event. It says, once again, Sting is the main event. That means one thing, it's showtime. Kanyon, I faced you before. RVD, Wright, Palumbo, we haven't faced off in a long, long time or at all. But it doesn't matter, because this is my chance to get back where I belong, to get that one more chance for the world title, and also take it to Vampiro. So, get my way, and he just taps his bat. Who knows? One thing is for sure, it's going to be showtime. And this gets 72. And then we have a promo in the back where Bischoff is from his office saying he's going to remove Mesias from the main event, not just because he got in a fight with Booker, but also because he's decided that Booker and Mesias need to have one more match, and it will happen at the Clash of the Champions, and it's going to be Mesias versus Booker T in an unsanctioned Falls Count Anywhere match. So let's pre-book that match. So okay, I'll find the actual interesting. I'll find the right match type later, but for now we'll pre-book that in, and there you go. And this gets 75 because, again, that's a short promo. We have a Storm and Awesome in ring, which gets a 54, basically saying they're back on the righteous path to getting back to tag team supremacy, because they're Team Canada, and we know there's another team from Canada that's not talked about how they have a legacy. Well, we're the legacy of Canadian wrestling in this company, no matter what anybody says. So out comes Heart Legacy, and we have a match. So this gets a 54 because, again, short promo. And the actual match, which gets a 65, Team Canada defeated Heart Legacy in 11:33 when Mike Awesome pinned Teddy Hart with an Awesome Bomb. So Mike Awesome gets a 68, Lance Storm gets a 75, Jack Evans gets a 65, Teddy Hart gets a 57, and yeah, again, this is just a straightforward win for Team Canada. Heart Legacy do their best to fight back, but you know, Mike Awesome is big, Teddy Hart is not, so Teddy Hart goes boom. Yeah. And then we go backstage for another quick Ray Jr. promo, where he says, you know, the mini awards came out, and unfortunately he didn't, you know, he won an award, you know, for his match with Ric Flair, which he thanks the fans for. But more importantly, you know, he saw that, you know, his feud with Shane Helms got some attention. So what he wants is, Shane Helms, you got lucky and won your title back in Jeff Hardy, but let's fight the man. But, you know, you never truly defeated me for the U.S. title, right, Helms? So face me next week, and let's see if we can make some magic happen together. And this gets a 65. Again, short promo. Then we have a Palumbo promo on the main event, or, you know, puts over that, this is his real chance to ascend. He defeated Kidman last night, and now he's on the correct path to, you know, and he doesn't care who gets in his way, because he knows he has a chance to become world champion tonight. And this gets a 67. And then Kanyon has an in-ring, which it gets an 82. And he just, you know, says, who's better than Kanyon? Finally, after so long, WC officials have finally given me another shot at the world title. But instead of just giving me, they made me defeat all these jabronis. So, one by one they'll fall, and Kanyon will become once again world champion. And this gets an 82. So we have our main event, which probably, yeah, okay, it gets 78. So, in a superb match, Chuck Palumbo defeated RVD, Sting, Kanyon, and Alex Wright in 15:21 when Palumbo pinned Sting with a Palumbo's Pride. During the match, we also saw Jeff Jarrett distract Wright, and Gigantes attack Sting. So the finish is basically this. RVD and Kanyon end up fighting on the outside. Gigantes you know, is on the outside. He hits a big choke slam on Sting. Wright goes after him, but then Jeff Jarrett shows up, and then Wright chases after Jarrett. Sting rolls in, and, you know, Palumbo's taking a bump, let's say, off of a Kanyon move or something, and that's why the RVD brawl happened. And Palumbo's back up, Sting rolls in, Palumbo is ready, hits Palumbo with his finisher, and gets the victory. So Kanyon gets an 89, RVD gets an 88, Sting gets a 72, Palumbo gets an 83, and Wright gets a 69. So really solid main event. Better than I actually thought, because I was worried about both Wright and Sting, but, you know, not too bad. Let me see if there's anything that bad. Let's see here. Low locker room morale. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's one thing, is there's been some issues with the locker room, and I probably need to give some people money, unfortunately. But anyway. Finish the show, which gets in 80. Okay, like I said, not our best show. And really, our big problem was that we did not do we didn't have our big opening promo or any big promo outside of the Booker Mesias stuff, which, you know, unfortunately sort of, you know, failed us, but, you know, shit happens. Okay, so that's interesting. Big Show did a babyface turn. That's weird. Email. Okay, so yeah, okay. I mean, look. Don't worry. Now and 10 were unhappy. But yeah, we'll swing that around. Let's look at well, first let's look what OVW did. Nick Dinsmore defeated Cody Hawk. Linda Miles defeated Kara Slice to retain the Divas title. Chuck Palumbo and Shaggy 2 Boat defeated Leviathan, who is Batista, and Chris Parks, who is Abyss. Okay. Two Aces, who is, yeah, Too Tough Tony and Doug Basham defeated Javon C. and Conway. See if there's anything else of interest of people. Inner Cities? No, okay. And yeah, this are 4 of the women on the OVW roster. And on the undercard, Shelton Benjamin and Joey Masters defeated Damaja and Mafia, which got a 44. Okay. And now Raw. Let's see here. Raw. Yeah, Triple H got an upper hand in the big role. Shawn Michaels. Ivory defeated Jackie Gata. Matt Hardy defeated Dean Malenko. William Regal defeated Al Snow. Let's see here. Shawn Michaels defeated Cheetah Kid. Big Show defeated Billy Gunn. Okay. And Steve Austin defeated Triple H and Chris Jericho in a 99. Because, of course, it was a 99. Wow. So, yeah. If we're currently looking at our backstage area, yeah, this is a problem. Oh, and yeah, one other thing is Jeff Hardy failed the drug test after the pay-per-view, and then Jeff Hardy showed up high as hell, and I had to send him home. So the Jeff Hardy, angle might not have a long, yeah, this is unfortunate. Oh, and also Vampire and Lestat got in a fight. You're in a goddamn stable together. So what I'm probably going to have to do is hand out some money and then go from there. You know, and just see if that'll help matters a bit. But regardless, thanks for watching. If you'd enjoyed this, go ahead and give it a like. Comment below about anything else you've been enjoying or not enjoying. And subscribe to the channel for lots of TEW 2020 content, including this, my Women's Wrestling in 2010 series, my WCW 1993 with No Eric Bertoff series, my MLW 2004 series, and other various Cornellverse stuff. But that's all for now, so talk to you later, and adios.